You hear that? We're coming for you. We're coming for the defending Cup champs, and we're bringing them back to Ontario. Look at that bad boy. Death Row Hockey. Spit and Chicklets collaboration. That's coming after a Game 7 victory at home against the Florida Panthers. That's right. We're going to be dropping this on Monday morning after a big W. And boy, oh boy, was that ever a Game 6. Because maybe you're going to be the one that saves me. And after all, you're my Joseph Wall. Fucking rights, kid. 4-1 in elimination games with a .950 save percentage. Are you out of your fucking mind? Are you some fucking alien sent to us from outer space? Fucking rights, kid. The defense tonight, PK, unbelievable. Weathered the storm early. Fucking rights. And I'll tell you what, I don't think anybody in the hockey world has faced more scrutiny than Mitch Marner and Austin Matthews. And listen, I'm guilty of it too, especially on the Mitch side. But that's a fucking game. Mistake-free. You waited, you stayed patient. They made the mistake, and you fucking capitalized. Poppy over the fucking blue line, changing the angle. Bob, you know why that was a soft one? You know why? Because Oldie. I met fucking Oldie 3 days ago, and it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. The most positive person in the world. Just like I wanted to hop on the 95% of Leafs fans wagon and think the season was over, he said, absolutely not. You need to believe, Biz. This is going 7, and we're bringing it home. And he was fucking right. And I sent them right into the eye of the fucking storm. And he fucking gets it done. He brings that pocket pussy with him, that disgusting little skin thing he's got going on down there. You don't think Bob was distracted by that in warm-up with the Leafs in 7 sign? And you know who's going to be there Game 7 bumping the yacht club? That will be the loudest the building has ever been. This is the biggest game in Toronto in the last 30 fucking years, and he's going to be there getting that building going. What a feeling. We're not going to get too ahead of ourselves, but I am so confident we're going to win that fucking hockey game. And you know who's going to get the winner? It's going to be Mitchie fucking Marner. It's going to be Mitchie Marner, and he's going to shove it up everybody's ass, including mine. So in the meantime, get some sleep. It's going to be a big one.
Holy shit.
What the fuck was that?
They just be shoving it right up my ass.
It's like they won a Stanley Cup or something. Shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Did he
Where I might remind me, is it going to Game 7 or is it over the series?
When do we celebrate Game 7 appearances versus Game 7 wins? I'm still failing to understand. Like, what is going on here?
Maybe it's an Eastern Canadian thing, Kirby.
And why did he get a promo in there? I think I was trying to work with those guys for some collab shirt.
Remind me who. So we said 4-1 in elimination games for Joseph Wall, right? 4-1.
The one loss.
One. Who did he lose to?
Who should we bring back? Nick Cousins?
Nick
So,
Cousins? Nick Cousins?
Cousins.
Anyways, holy fuck, what a shit show.
Holy shit.
What a shit show tonight, boys.
A shit show. No, not a shit show. I liked how the Panthers played. If you play like that for 40 minutes, not the 60, we'll talk about the third period. You play like that for 40 minutes, 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, you're winning hockey games. You're winning the series. That's championship level hockey out there. Everyone that wants to talk about playing back on our heels, hey, forwards, you got to capitalize there. But remember how Game 7 went. It took a while there. It took a while to chip away. You get the Verhaeghe goal, and it was tight hockey there. A lot of fans were like, we need another one. We need another one here. You work off of their mistakes. You play your game of style. But we made too many mistakes tonight, Nick, in the third period. We can't make critical mistakes on the defense. You need to have a save from Bob there. That's not us there in the third. But no. Can the Leafs replicate that style of game again? I still think this series is Florida's, how it shifted after Game 2 and where it's been since. And I don't have any other change of mind or change of pace on what the Leafs threw out there tonight on the Panthers. I think this is still our series. Now it's one game, but
I mean, you got to go back there and win a game 7. We've done it before. We're going to have to do it again. We're going to have to lead in to what we know makes us good. Again, you have to win a hockey game. The Leafs can do it too, but it's like, I think, again, the last 4 games of this series, it's kind of been, we played our game. There were some things off at key moments of the game, situationally, like kind of talked about in the series, situational moments in the game. That ends up, good shot. Matt Matthews beats Bob. Forsling a little bit too far ahead of Ekblad. It sucks, but it's like now you got to go back to game 7, regroup, settle it, and win a hockey game. And we know we can win a hockey game. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be competitive, but this isn't the biggest game 7 we played in.
We
So
lived the game
franchise
7.
Caesar, this franchise Caesar never makes it easy on us.
No, never does. As far as all the other series too, I think, the NHL needed a game 7. There hasn't really been one. The last series there was 2, right? Or the last round.
You're using a line, RIP to my grandma up there in heaven or wherever she may be, but you're using a line that they need gate revenue money here. That's what we're going with.
I mean, especially since Toronto fans say we, help support the NHL or we help, revenue the NHL. So, I mean,
yeah, I mean,
I don't know how much I believe all that's all true, but
Hey, there was no extracurricular stuff tonight. They're out there on
No.
the ice.
no,
I thought Bennett did Bennett take out Bob there, Nick?
yeah.
yeah.
But I didn't get a replay of it.
Who took out Ekblad or Forsling?
Forsling
took out. Oh,
Forsling
God.
took out Ekblad with that pass.
Was this part of the problems later in the game then? Some of this?
I mean, that's just a bad pass by Forsling. I mean, people want to bitch it out. What are you bitching at Ekblad for?
Can we break it down? Because I didn't get a second look on the Forsling pass, but I know Ekblad, you got to be better with that puck. And Schmidt, I don't know what he was doing.
I don't think
This is
Ekblad
the
touched the
best
puck.
What?
I don't think Ekblad touched the puck.
He didn't touch it. Okay.
If we could go back and find that goal.
Yeah, I'm trying to find. That's the first goal, right, guys?
Second. Oh yeah, first.
No, the first one.
You can't give Austin Matthews a chance. I don't think Austin Matthews and Biz talk about Mitch Marner. What did they create all night? Matthews might have had one of his better games of the series, but isn't that a low bar from what he's kind of been in this series? So that's what I thought. Sam Reinhart was all world tonight.
Real quick.
Oh, he did.
Oh, jeez.
Oh my gosh.
And I think he hit his head on the back of the crossbar, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, man.
You have no clue how hard I was holding my breath. I'm like, please be okay.
When I saw that, I was like, this is not good.
No.
But I did hear something related to that. Stolarz, they're questioning the helmet that he wears. And Marty Biron says he doesn't like the fit of the helmet on Stolar's head. So that's something he might have to look at, how that helmet is situated on his head there, because Bob seemed to adjust his helmet after.
There's also another injury, Matthew Nyes.
That's going to be big for the Leafs.
I don't know if Craig Berube's bullshitting, but he did not play a lot in the third period. And
he came out of the game initially too.
And then there was a clip of him on the bench saying, I can't even move it.
Do you think it's a hip flexor, glute?
I didn't see the hit. I saw a replay.
It was Mikkola. It was for Mikkola.
I saw the replay of the hit. I don't really know.
And he went straight away. So I don't know if it's a glute thing, a muscle thing, a bone thing.
But if he really can't go, which I'd be shocked if he can't. But
that kills their whole first line.
If he can't go.
Like, are they going to put Nick Robertson up there like we did with Boquist? Speaking of
Boquist, get him the fuck out of there.
He had 8 hits tonight, but you think so? He's coming out. Erod's going back in. Leave the lineup the same.
Yes. Yeah. Like, I don't think the fourth line had a big. I don't like again.
You don't think what with the fourth line tonight?
I don't think the fourth line had a terrible game today.
They got hemmed in on 2 shifts, but they had some opportunities as well. And some.
They're a fourth line. I mean, when you're going up against the Tavares line, I expect you to get hemmed in a little bit.
Well, they were out there on the ice with the Matthews line.
It was just a tight checking game at the end when this happens and it turns it your way. It's Like, play it here. I thought the pass was a
Ryan's
little,
the biggest Holmberg fan in the Panthers.
The pass was actually pretty good. It was Ekblad.
was it Ekblad? I didn't.
Yeah. Hold on.
I had a reverse angle of it. I had a reverse angle.
Hold on. Let me move this. All right. Can you see now?
Yeah, much better now.
Okay.
And then he gets beat back up the ice because he's the one that shot it wide. Like, I don't blame a guy for shooting a puck if it gets blocked, Nick, or if it's a scoring chance and he doesn't get back. But you miss the net, and then you're the last guy to get back on top of that. It just
Yeah, that was a bad play. I mean,
and
it's
Forsling was out there in a tough situation with Schmidt. So Forsling gets the dash too. This is why I don't love plus minus. I don't blame Forsling tonight for his dash, whatever. But everyone that talks, oh, plus minus.
Well, Forsling, he makes a pass. Ekblad gets it, moves it up the ice. Play's done, right? It's like, and that's one. And then Forsling has to defend a 2-on-1. And you know, again, it's a tight, checking, cautious game.
And Bob should maybe have that one through the arm. But again, these are rush chances. Stop giving up rush chances. Bob, make the save.
You can.
First. The second one, why are we playing not clean hockey?
You scored 0 goals, so I really don't give a fuck what Bob did tonight.
I thought that would be one of the things.
I mean, he scored 0 fucking goals.
But couldn't we have scored 2 or 3 or 4 goals, Nick? You didn't join us on the Twitter X Spaces. A lot of people said, no, Kirby, we couldn't have found 2 or 3, 4 goals. We couldn't have found 2 or 3 or 4 goals tonight with the opportunities we had.
Yeah. If Lusto has a chance in the slot all by himself, misses the net.
He had all the time in the world. He had exhibition time and space, not regular season. Exhibition.
Nobody in front of the net.
No one in front of the net tonight.
No, look.
And our power.
Pulling the rebound.
Power
no rebound. And what did you and I
body tonight, Nick? I thought we were too, but I thought they had some of the more impactful. Is that one on Kachuk there? There was one on
talk about Matthew Kachuk. He needs to be a lot fucking better.
Oh, he's been
these
horrible.
fucking giveaways on the wall. They're killers.
It's early in games, Nick.
And we get power plays. We get the first power plays of the game. We're getting 2 power plays in the first period, and we're not doing anything with them. Like, if we don't get 4 power plays in game 4 in the first period, what does that game end up like? Like, not good enough on the power play.
We're not inviting anyone up on camera. Come by the post-game show if you're a Leaf fan or Panther fan. Come over on Twitter X. You guys that have accounts over there, join us there. Go ahead, Nick.
It's just, and again, give Leafs credit. I don't want to just say it's our power play being shit. You know, they did a nice job of shutting down that bumper play. You know, they win the face-off and they're able to kind of clear it pretty easily, right?
Canada was a lot better today too.
There are execution problems on our front of the power play. And again, when you get a power play, when you get the first 2 power plays of the game in the first period, and you have a chance to go up 1-0 in this type of game, you need to.
What's the execution problems, Nick? Because I'm talking about personnel. I want to see Brad Marchand replace a Carter Verhaeghe or Matthew Tkachuk. Let's see it.
I don't even know what the strategy is.
You don't think Marchand tonight would have given us some life on the power play? I think he would.
Yes. You know how I've been saying this. And why did we put Ekblad back on the power play 1?
No, was he on the 1? Look,
yes.
On the 2 with Schmidt.
No, he was on with 1. I'll go back.
I don't even know our strategy on the power play, to be honest with you. It's not the bumper the first couple games. You got Kachuk everywhere.
It's all perimeter without the bumper.
I mean, what the fuck are we doing? Like, we don't have a superstar that could rip it from the outside.
And I'm going to say, I don't think it's Seth Jones' fault. I think he's doing as much as he can do. I think he's moving the puck, looking at things. You know who Seth Jones looked really good with on the power play this year? Mackie Samoskevich.
Yes.
Does he draw back in?
I don't know. Like, you don't have any goals, and you got a guy like that gave us 15 this year. And then you got Erod coming off an injury, so you don't know what to expect there. And Erod, I don't think Erod would have helped us tonight because he misses the net a lot and doesn't capitalize on his chance.
I mean, it just...
But Mackie doesn't give you chances. Marchand doesn't give you chances on power play 1. People are like, well, Marchand's out there for power play 2, Kirby, on the postgame show. Yeah, with less talent. Put him on power play 1 with Barkov and Reinhardt. And
it's like,
Verhaeghe
we're finding it. Our power play goals, they're broken plays. They're sporadic. They're not consistent, moving the puck around, getting consistent chances, or looking the same. It's off a broken play, off a off a skate here, lost puck battle in the corner, thrown to the net there. 5-on-3, pass across for Hagee, wide open back door because the guy's just getting into the puck. It's not anything really consistent.
And if Matthew Tkachuk is out there for double shift power plays, first off, I don't agree with that when Maurice always does that with him. Why don't you just throw him on the second unit and move Marchand up to the first? Like, you can mix and match your units, but he doesn't do that with Tkachuk. And Verhaeghe, like, at times he's infuriating on the power play, but he has had some goals these playoffs, right, on the power play. So he's produced there. But, you know, Bennett's drop has gone up and down on the unit. I don't understand why they don't do that. Because Tkachuk, if he's just floating out there, what is his job? I liked him when he was on that half wall when he set up Verhaeghe for that goal. But they don't even go back to that look, Nick. They just keep him down low and he turns.
I don't think there's strategy there. It's everybody's everywhere. Doesn't matter where the fuck. Like the
power play coach didn't see a good wrinkle last game, like I said on the post game show, and say, "Hey, put Tkachuk over to the far side wall and get him to play over there." No, just go back to the same spot where you've been turning the ball.
Again, I don't even know what's the set play, because it's not the bumper anymore.
We haven't had a set play the whole playoffs. What is it?
I know. So I don't know what the fuck we're doing.
Okay, Barkov, we'll give it up to you and you create something. I don't know.
And as soon as we didn't score,
Kyle, our X is, if you see the scrolling thing on the bottom of the screen, that's where our X handles are, Twitter X handles.
What Kyle is this?
I don't know. But credit to Toronto. I thought they did a nice job. Again, I think it's a tight checking playoff game, and it didn't go our way. I mean, there's not really much more to it than that. I can nitpick plays here and there, but it's like, well, that's what happens in these games. Tight checking playoff games. A play here or there determines a game, right? So I don't think we need a miracle. I just think we need to bounce back. We have before. Maybe be a little bit better execution-wise. And I think it's, kind of,
Don't you think the execution or lack thereof was on the offense today? Like,
yeah,
not going to go at the defense. Bob, you got to have that first one. But, like, how about execute and finish on your chances? I think the chances were there. Some people told me the advanced metrics weren't there tonight, Nick. I saw other ones from Sportsnet, from Sports Logic, that showed we had the advantage through 40 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't hate the first 40 minutes. I was okay with the first. They're like, well, we only had 2 shots on net. I'm like, well, when you miss the net 4 times on grade A.
You had the zone time. We were better than them.
You had zone time, and you had 3 or 4 chances that you missed the net on. So
we had defensemen out there that couldn't get off the ice, Nick, on extended shift.
I know. So again,
our line changes were not good tonight.
I just think it went their way. Credit to them. They played a very similar game to us. Strong,
they
both
stuck
teams,
with whatever their game plan was. They stuck with their
They stuck with their game plan and
lightly out execute us, if you can even say that.
And you have to go play your game and win a game 7 in their barn. We've done it before. It's not foreign to us. I mean, there's really not much more to it than that. I mean, again, we know we're a good hockey team. We know we can beat Joseph Woll. We know what works. We know what doesn't work.
Antonio, I'm not scared of Joseph Woll. I've just always given him respect.
Yeah, no, I think again,
when you give someone respect, I don't know if you're scared of them.
I think it's possible Toronto can win the game. I also think we can. That's what game 7s are for. Anything can happen.
They won this year. They're not a Cinderella team. And us as a Cinderella team, did Boston come into 2023 and say Florida has no shot in hell of winning this game? Maybe Barstool Portnoy there, but like, were people saying the Panthers have no chance?
I think you take a look at it. It's like, okay, you got to go into Toronto. You got to play your game, and we'll see what happens. And when we do that, we have a good chance of winning. It didn't happen tonight.
What the heck is this from, Tuna? Oh, not the same thing. I agree, Tuna. I didn't see the word "not" there. No.
So I think, look, it's going to be a tight game, but we could play in tight games, and didn't go our way tonight. Maybe change a little bit make small adjustments here and there. but be a little bit more aggressive on your forecheck, a little bit better execution, hit the net, please.
I thought
And
they
This is
were
something jump in from Antonio there. I thought we would be slight favorites. We're even a little bit more than I thought. I thought we'd be minus 115 range, 120. So that's respectable.
again, you know, I mean, I don't think there's any reason to overreact. I mean, if Toronto can come back tonight and win the game after what they put on in game 5, why the hell can't we come back and win a game playing our game 7?
Yeah, if we had all our goals for game 5 and then we didn't have any for game 6, we're not going to get on the board in game 7. I'd be quite shocked if we couldn't
bounce back. You have to do it. Listen, you got to win a game. Toronto has to do the same thing we have to do, right?
Yeah.
It's not going to be easy. So
Look, both teams are not going to feel. I know Florida's definitely not going to. I don't think they'll feel the pressure, but they have to capitalize on their opportunities. They cannot allow the Leafs to hang around like they did today.
this is the biggest game in Toronto in what, 30, 35 years?
Yeah.
Is that what they're saying?
Yeah, so
They called game 5 a legacy game. How did that go?
game 7's a legacy game.
Everyone forgets like the news cycle like 5 days later. Remember where this series was at when we were down 2-0?
But wasn't game 5? I was going to say, wasn't game 5 a legacy? And now all of a sudden game 7 now.
Yeah, Vince, I'd probably
The
say
twist
since
and turn of the series.
2002. You could argue 1993 against Los Angeles.
Yeah, that you're going back that far.
You could
That
go
was
back.
a conference final though, Nick.
Well, yeah. I mean, what was that? Game 7 conference final.
I think
Yeah.
game 7, not game 6, but yeah.
But again, look. I mean, we were down 2-0 in this series. We already put ourselves behind the 8 ball early on with not playing our game, and then we went 3 in a row, and you lose a tight one tonight. You got to go in. You got to go win a game 7. And if I would have told you,
Put Paul Maurice's record on the screen because we would if it was for Peter DeBoer. So let's have the same energy for us as fans of the Panthers and what Paul Maurice does in game 7.
well, Paul Maurice is 9-0 currently.
9-0?
Yeah.
Oh, our number on the live show was a lot lower than that. Some people were saying 5 and 6.
Oh, he's 9-0.
What's DeBoer? 7, 8?
9-0, I think now.
Well,
Either 8 or 9.
DeBoer has the best in all of 4 major sports in a win or go home game.
I mean, look, we're a champ pedigree team. Are you talking about with us, Kirby, or career-wise?
With DeBoer?
No, with Maurice.
I'm talking DeBoer and Maurice career-wise.
Okay, Maurice, I think, is 9-0.
Wow.
So
That's
I think he's 2-0 in game 7s in his Panther career. Yeah, game 7 against
no, I think
Boston.
he's undefeated with both. I just
Yeah, I know he's 2. I'm trying to think, but
I know DeBoer's up there.
Antonio says we need a Dallas versus Florida in Game 7 Cup Finals to see who's the better coach.
Hey,
You know,
Unlimited
just to
overtimes,
jump in,
Antonio.
just to jump in,
Unlimited
DeBoer's
overtime.
comment after he got fired from Florida and when he started to have success in the NHL, Antonio, what DeBoer said was, "I wasn't ready for my first coaching."
Yeah.
in Florida.
And
He
you
come
gotta
right
go.
up with the Kitchener Rangers.
Yeah, go listen to it on YouTube on NHL YouTube channel. They have a really good conversation between Peter DeBoer and Paul Maurice.
But I don't think he says that quote in there, Caesar.
Yeah, he does. He does. I watched.
He does.
it.
He said he
Yeah.
wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. Yeah, yeah. He says he wasn't ready. Really good clip. I loved it. You know,
When they were over in Finland there.
in Finland drinking coffee. But I kind of like it brought back memories of when I used to coach in high school football and just being with the guys and just all these opportunities that they got. So I would kind of like to see
You thrive for these opportunities as a player,
yes, as a player,
coach,
Mhm.
as anyone that's affiliated with an organization, whatever level your team is.
And the funny thing is,
you live for these.
both of these guys were not seeking to be coaches at the time. It just happened to fall in their lap. Like they're like, okay, we need a coach. You guys come in and help and join. And Paul Maurice is like, Peter, he was into law school, and Paul Maurice needed an assistant coach. He came on board. He's like, Peter DeBoer's like, man, I didn't know how to run a damn practice. So, they're like, just do what you got to do. The players will follow. And he's like, after that, after the GM kind of just let us handle our own thing and let us do what we wanted to do, it kind of became easy and natural. So, but yeah, I suggest everybody go watch that on YouTube on the NHL channel.
Well said there,
Yeah,
Caesar.
Kirby, enough what I think. What are your thoughts on well, not potential anymore, Game 7 coming up here? About tonight, moving forward.
Well, what do you want me to? What do you want
Well, I
me to?
wasn't there on space, so
Oh,
give me your
I
thoughts.
think it was okay. I just want to give a shout out to our Spaces community over the Twitter
Yes.
X platform. If you guys haven't joined us, it's down there at the bottom. Join us there. Caesar, I thought a lot of positive calls tonight. We even had a good
There
call
was.
from Bakersfield, California.
Yes, shout out to Matt. Thank you, Matt, for your support here and for
Giving
being
props to the Panther fan base.
yeah, giving props and being the wise person here from all these other chirpers trying to, chirp
Yeah,
at me
some
here.
people tell me they're sending me messages tonight. I'm not checking my messages right now. I'm on live.
No,
If you want
it's all
to
good.
catch me on the post game show. So Leaf fans, if you're trying to get on camera here, we're not giving you the camera. What are you guys celebrating again? This is a Game 7 appearance, Nick. What are they celebrating the Stanley Cup? And if you did win the Stanley Cup, what are we supposed to bring you on here and celebrate? Oh, we'll if you're around for a live stream, maybe we'll get some fans up from other teams. But I don't know who all you people are that want to come up on camera here tonight. What's going on? Oh man. Where were we, Nick? My apologies.
No, I think again, I mean, there's not really much to dissect. Like, everybody wants to make it seem more bigger, indicative of something else than it is. Maybe it's just a player here or two there separated a tight checking game between two teams. That's my take on it. I mean, we played that game tons of times over the last number of years, and we've won them a pretty damn good amount of them. Tonight, we didn't. So we have to go play that game on Sunday. I think, again, to sit here and, like, bitch and moan, like, yes, I'm not happy we lost tonight. I'd much rather be having a happy time right now.
Were people doing that at the rink, Nick? Because people aren't doing that on our post game show, and you know how Twitter and Instagram can be with.
Yeah.
But were people feeling like that tonight?
I think a sense of it, because you're going to a rink with the potential to close the series out, and you don't.
So you felt from the rink tonight that fans were doing the same thing with the Edmonton series?
No, I think that Edmonton series was a little bit different.
Because remember, we had people coming up to some of you guys and said, I don't know, I can do this with this franchise if we lose Game 7 last year in the final.
Well, that's a little different, I think.
You guys had people coming up to you saying that.
Well, you blow a 3-0 lead in the Cup final.
I was like, man, that's dire straits.
It doesn't. Again, it was a weird game. I thought we played our game for the most part. Some things that were off in the third, and you bounce back on Sunday. I don't sit here think we could just. And this is not just to anybody. Like, you can't just sit here and complain about it. It had happened, and you gotta go get it back, right? It's like
You got to just.
We don't. Frankly, I'd love
But
to.
I don't have questions going into Game 7. Nick.
No, I don't either.
Down our game, I said, if we're going to get into the series that will not be down 3-0 or get swept by Toronto, we need to find our AA plus game. We finally did that at home. We didn't do it here tonight in Game 6, but we're still closer to resembling what it looked like in Games 3 and 4, Nick, than what it looked like in Game 1 and parts of
I don't think I'm nervous about anything in our particular front for Game 7. I think I'm nervous because it's just Game 7. Who knows what the fuck could happen, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing with Game 7s. Anything can happen. So.
Yeah, but like, as a sports fan, even if you're just a new Panther fan, you got to know that. Like, with your basketball teams, your baseball.
Derek, I think the lethargic effort tonight, I think we'll be bouncing back for Game 7, right? It's like
Derek here was on our post game, and we really agreed to disagree on stuff. But I love Derek's takes. He thought, we didn't really have the energy and we didn't really bring it tonight. I don't want to put words in Derek's mouth. He's there in the chat. He can share his thoughts there. But again, I thought, you resemble this game out of 10 times. You're going to win it 8 or 9 out of 10 times. I truly feel that. I'll go back. I'll watch some tape. Nick, you'll watch some stuff. If I'm wrong on that assessment, then I'll own it. But you got to be better in the third period.
I think that's pretty much it. I mean, and look, I think, you just have to be, you have to be better. Again, there's certain areas of our game that I don't love, like the power play needs to be, but I'm not like too worried about like anything particular with our team. It's a game 7. A lot can happen.
Thomas here, this is a comment here, bounce back. I wouldn't even use that in a game 7. You just got to go out there and find a win and take it, win a game.
Like if anybody can win, it's us.
And I think experience is really important too in this game.
I do.
And because every little thing is going to matter.
Now that's only going to play a part, Caesar, but I think it is important.
Yeah.
No.
You know, we didn't win a lot of board battles today, and there wasn't many to win.
Yeah, it wasn't really a board battle type of game.
It was just maybe.
I'll agree with Eric on this. Both teams playing a little tentative to not make mistakes, but I also thought highly competitive hockey, and there was not ice out there to be had either.
I felt like the game went really, really fast because there was not a lot of stoppage, and it just not a lot of cycling in the zone. There was a lot of going back and forth.
There wasn't a lot of puck freezes by the goalies, especially by Wall, because we missed the net a lot. And the other time, the Leafs, I'll give credit to the Leafs, they blocked 31 shots.
Blocked a lot of shots. And
so you're not going to get stoppages and things.
That's another thing. Like, that was their key going into this series, right? They're a shot blocking team. And we didn't see it in the first couple of games. Like, we were like, okay. Or at least I didn't.
It's all their goals.
They had to puck a lot in a lot of the rush.
Puck a lot.
But, you know, I thought they did a better job of getting into the lanes today and blocking those shots.
But that's the type of game. It almost mirrored, some people said this on our post-game show, it almost mirrored a game 7. And it definitely did for the Leafs. It's like, who's going to crack first? Who's going to make the first mistake?
I've also always said this.
Get in the shot blocking lanes, Nick.
It's hard. It's very difficult to replicate desperation.
Yeah, in another game.
And I think that's.
So do you think they had desperations for game 5, but they didn't play like it at all? They just didn't show up. And game 6, and then they have that desperation again, where it's like they feel like they need to win each one of these 3 games.
Yeah, I mean, how difficult is it to really carry that? Like, you did a pretty desperate effort here tonight.
Because I don't think we were in desperate mode to necessarily win game 5, and definitely not tonight. It would have been nice.
No,
but they're the team that was more desperate through the latter half of this series.
It's going to be interesting.
After that game,
I don't have a feel on game 7 yet because game 6 just ended 4 hours ago. So, and you know. Again, credit to Toronto. They've done some very good things throughout this series. We've also done some very good things throughout the series. It's going to come down to who plays their game the best, who comes up with certain moments.
I'm never going to look back at this series and be like, what type of did these teams really want this? Because like I think it's just been ramping up. Maybe game 6 takes a little slight dip back, but I still think guys are out there like really playing intense hockey. Now, it's a couple of guys wearing the blue and white that I would question, but overall, like I think guys are showing up here, man.
They are,
yeah, for the most part. Now, the Nyes injury, whether he's in or not, he's obviously not going to be 100%. Unless Berube's blowing.
But I'm not going to sleep on that. If he's out there playing, and I expect him to be out there.
Yeah, I agree.
So we can't say, oh, Niles is injured. Let's not worry about him because that's when we get in trouble.
You have to, and you're going to have to prepare like he's in. Now, if he's not, you know, that's problematic.
Does Berube change stuff with Marner and Matthews and Nylander to that degree and split it? You know, in the past where they have split Marner's and Matthews apart and moved maybe Nylander up. I don't know.
Let's take a listen to what Palmaris had to say after the game.
Not nearly as much as everybody in this room is going to write. But that's not, they worked hard. They played hard tonight. But I thought that the last game, but they got killed for that last game. They didn't deserve to, in my opinion. I mean, we had 4 knucklers go in that probably don't. It was a pretty tight game. Didn't feel like that on the scoreboard. But when you look at watch the game and you look at the analytics, that game, the 6-1 game, was the second tightest game of the series. So this one will look a lot like that. There's not as much offense. We had 2 pretty good offensive teams. There really isn't a whole lot to be had out there. So they played hard. We played hard. It was tight. You know, we had probably 4 go in last game that I'm not sure you're counting on that happen on a regular basis or even every 10 or 20 games, right? We had a couple going off sticks. So when you get into a 0-0 game, it's just going to be tight. Nearly.
I'd like us to wrap tonight, Caesar, when we do later, with a Paul Maurice clip there. I did put it in our chat.
Yeah.
He's talking about Carter Verhaeghe and the team and coming together. I just think it's a good way to wrap with tonight, end on some good positive vibes going forward here. But Nick, he's throwing the analytics angle out there. I don't know on that.
I'm not
I
not
guess
an
he's just
analytic.
trying
Really
to,
listen to people in the media on that one.
I'll ask this question. Antonio asked, do you guys agree with me when I say the Panthers have all the pressure on them? Leafs have nothing to lose, even though they are at home. I don't agree with you. I think the Leafs need to. They're expecting to go on a run. We have been to back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals. We've won one. Again, I think all the pressure is on them. It's on that core, and virtually every time you play a Game 7 in Toronto, the pressure is on Toronto, right?
I want to add this, Nick, and you can jump back in here. If this was the end of our win now window, the pressure would be on us. If this was us like Boston a couple of years ago, and we got a guy retiring, and Barkov or Kachuk are moving
like
on,
Bob, maybe this is his
then it's
last
like
year.
Bob's last year for certain. You're like, man, we've got some pressure here. We got to find a way to win this one. But Nick, that's not the case with us. We're not.
I mean, our guys are in their prime. We have money coming free.
Yep.
Kind of just getting out of this cap budge here a little bit, right? So we're going to have more money over the next couple of years.
Handle off the books, which he's doing a lot of
Handle
work.
off the books, the cap going up, right?
Yeah.
So I don't think the pressure is on us. I do think the pressure is on Toronto. Gave up 2 first-round picks, top prospects to be here. They changed a lot of different things, a lot of different people, and
pressure on guys to keep their jobs, like Brendan Shanahan
and Mitch Marner.
Sure.
So
he does want to stay in Toronto.
I think that
it's more of a legacy game for them.
Right. It's Game 7. Are you guys different? I think. Look, I mean, they need to come up with a big effort on Sunday, and it's Toronto. It's like Game 7, Toronto. They have a good team. They're expected to win the game. You expect them. They need to win a game.
And Thomas again here. The Panthers need to make a lineup change for Game 7.
I think the only one would be Erod, Nick.
Yeah, I think Erod slots back in for both. Not really.
I would like other guys in the lineup like Mackey and Puljujärvi, but I don't think it's happening.
No, sure. Yeah, but I think, look, about it at nauseum with everything. I do think we're in a good position to win a game here, as we have been throughout the series when we played our game. And I think Toronto played a really good effort tonight. They played a really hard game. I don't know if they can do that again. I think if we come with a little bit more oomph that, we're able to get one by Wool tonight, but we didn't. So now I think one of the things that we've seen from this team, it's like they bounce back from a lot of shit. Down 2-0 in this series, blew a 3-0 lead last time. This whole run started being down 3-1.
Yeah.
Right?
This whole series is starting to mirror the beginning of Paul Maurice's time in 2023. Just this series alone.
Right?
Ups and downs and the swings.
So it's like you take a look at it and it's, okay. You were down 2-0 in the series. If I would have told you after Game 2 we're going to be in this position, a lot of people would have taken that. Now, I know people just like, we would have liked to win in 6. Yeah, I would too. I'm not happy.
But it's a different Leafs team to say we're going to win 4 straight on them. They haven't lost 4 games all year, I think you said, Nick.
No, I don't think they have, at least. I don't know that for sure, but it's like...
Number. Also, Aaron Ekblad, I want to say this because I said on our post-game show, Nick, Pierre LeBrun ran into Aaron Ekblad after Game 2, guys. And he's like, you guys are down 2-0 here. It was off the record, kind of, right? And he's like, yeah, they beat us 2 here in Toronto. We'll go back to Florida and we can win 2. No big deal. And he walked away. Pierre LeBrun's like, I don't think he was just saying that to say that. He believed it.
Yeah.
And there was no panic in Aaron Ekblad. And I think that goes through the whole room, Caesar.
Yeah, and I think that's what Barkov said somewhat today,
Thomas, I don't think Bobrovsky's been the problem.
No, he hasn't. But, Barkov's like, we lose and we learn. If we don't, then...
If the team learns, they respond. I mean,
And we've lost some of those mentality and some of those dog guys. I'm going to say Brandon Montour, Ryan Lomberg, guys that give you that belief in the room. But there's still a lot in the room there, Nick, that have that belief and have that pedigree and that winning experience, right? Some of them, Paul Maurice has talked about this. It's not a room that stands up as much to speak. Well, now you've got a guy like Brad Marchand. He needs to take on the Brandon Montour and Ryan Lomberg roles and Nick Cousin and other guys that are no longer there, right? Because that does help, Nick. I don't care what people say. Well, what's Nick Cousins or Ryan Lomberg going to do in a game 7? What did Ryan Lomberg do before the game against Edmonton? Those words that he said. You know what I mean? So, like, that stuff matters. So we need guys like Brad Marchand and other guys coming, because you're not going to get that from Gustav Forsling and Carter Verhaeghe and Sam Bennett. You're just simply not.
That shit matters.
Barkov, you're not going to get it from those guys. So you need to get someone, Caesar. I think it's Brad Marchand.
Yep. And let's take a listen to Joseph Wall today, who I thought played really well. Let's see.
Give me a minute here, gentlemen. Just give me one moment.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Joseph, how are you feeling after a night like tonight?
Yeah, he's getting.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing I'm feeling right now is just a lot of confidence in our group. I think, backs against the wall, we came out and played our best game of the series and played structured, really prioritized defense and just stuck to our game plan and kept it tight. And, guys selling out, putting their body on the line was pretty special.
As tough as game 5 was, it was just one loss. What did you like most about how you handled the last 48 hours as a group?
Yeah, I mean, it's the same as the regular season, right? It's just one game, and you play a lot of games, and I think that's a skill in itself. And I think throughout the season, right, you have ups and downs, and I think that's where you build that kind of mental resiliency and that confidence in the process. And, the results not always going to go the way you want it, but all you can do is really go out, stick to your process, and give your best, and that's what we did tonight, and had a good result.
You were saying earlier in this series, like one of the things you've had to learn this year is just to be where your feet are. How did you go about accomplishing that before tonight?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work that goes into just being where you are, and it might sound kind of contradictory, but you have to get out of your own way. That's something I've learned, and I think that's what the best competitors are able to do, and just let it flow through them. And in those big moments, I think that's really important. I think for myself and from our team, I thought we did a good job of blocking out all the distractions and just coming and get the job done.
The fact that it was your captain that opens the scoring here tonight, what was your reaction seeing that?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. He's a special player. And, your best players rise to the occasion in those moments, and it's pretty special to see.
Joseph, see you back in Toronto. Thank you.
Thanks very much.
And I'm a big Wall guy, Caesar, but I think, we got to challenge him a little bit differently and get guys in front of the net, be able to capitalize on chances. And, those rebounds, the shots that he saw from far out, like he's feeling those pucks and he's not going to give up rebounds. And that kind of builds a goalie's confidence as they go along. But we didn't throw our best at him in the third period. But you hope to
how many shots
to
did he
break
face?
through and be able to get a goal on a goalie like that.
How many shots did he face tonight total?
Oh, geez, it was a low number. I think we only had double digits in one of the periods.
He only faced 2 shots in the first period.
Yeah.
That was unacceptable.
He had to be dance, Nick.
And we had 3 power plays?
We missed a lot of
You
shots.
missed the net like 3-4 times.
And the power play, that kills your momentum for 5-on-5. I didn't mind our 5-on-5 game. Our power play game kind of sunk us.
Yep.
To create that momentum there. Joseph Wall, very calm goalie, though. Reminds me a little bit of Spencer Knight in those interviews and how he talks. But I've been high on Joseph Wall dating back to the first time that I saw playoff action. Because you don't just come into a series and like he did with Toronto and just play like the way that he did. And it's just kind of a fluke. I've seen that in him and games like that. Some fans were asking me tonight, Nick, do they go to Stolarz if Wall allows 1 or 2 bad goals? I'm like, oof. Or do they even look at starting him? The Leaf fan was actually asking me, like, that goes back to the Ullmark and Swayman thing of 2023 with Boston. I don't think you start playing around with stuff there.
No, I don't think you do. And look, I don't even know if Stolarz will be ready, but
it will be at home, so he doesn't have to travel with the concussion. So there's that caveat, but I don't know.
And what time is the game on Sunday?
Oh yeah, I didn't even look.
7:30.
Well, here we go.
Remember the Sunday afternoon game, Nick? I talked to you about this in hindsight, retrospect later. When we played the Boston Bruins that day, it was a hot day in Calgary, Alberta, and I had a busy day that day. And
Sunday night. It might have been afternoon for you, but it was night for me.
Well, the Sunday afternoon in preparation for the evening. But yeah,
I remember that.
Start time, I believe. Same start time. Might have been half an hour earlier. So you're saying 7:30 Eastern time, Caesar?
Yep, 7:30 Eastern.
It might have been 7 in that Boston game. But we came out and scored the first goal in that game, but it wasn't easy either because
No, it
Boston
wasn't.
pushed back in that game. So I think the first goal obviously is huge. And I think it's as big for us, if not bigger, Nick, for us than for them, because if we score that goal, that whole building starts to tighten and shrink. And how do some of the star players do? Wall mentioned there was nice to get a big goal from our main guy Matthews, but
Yep.
we kind of handed it to them on the turnover, on not Bob making the save. Doesn't get that chance. What other chances did he have tonight that were surefire goals?
I don't really think any, and I wouldn't even consider that a grade A chance. It was a.
That's not.
It was.
Right?
So, I
He
mean,
missed
again-
one this year with an empty, or this series with the empty netter. So he's had chances where he hasn't really kept. So it wasn't like their core four, their main guys were better than. I thought
No,
Ryan
it's-
was the best.
It was a
I thought
mistake
Ryan was
that
better than
ended up in
Kyle.
the back of your net, and there were some execution problems with you. Getting the puck in the back of the net. I mean,
Nick,
he
are
didn't
you
score.
with me on that? I'm like Sam Reinhart is the best player.
For the Leafs in a scoreless game.
I mean, all the way from the top of the point, the top of the circle. So you got to make those saves.
So got to get the
Well,
first
are you
one.
with there, Sam Reinhart was best player tonight, Nick.
Um,
Cody mentioned McCabe for Toronto.
McCabe was quite good. I thought I like Jones's game too.
Really?
Trying to think who else.
Like I'm saying, both teams. Like it's hard to find a lot of
It
names.
was weird.
Even Marchand was not good today. He was kind of.
No, he wasn't. Tavares was okay, but he wasn't all world. Like,
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
putting Reinhardt at the top.
the low percentage shot, sure, but it's like whatever. I mean, you got to brush that one off and get the next one here. We got to get the first one here in Game 7. That's important. So,
Yep.
No, I agree with you there, Derek. Yep, Forzen was in a good spot there. Like, it's just we can't give them opportunities on broken plays or turnovers or rush chances.
especially
Like,
at that point in the game.
whatever you guys think of the Leafs, they are highly skilled individuals. You just can't give them less ice or easier ice or give them opportunity where they can create something where they're not creating stuff for themselves. And then you give them that opportunity. To me, that's not us, Nick. That's more our opposition. That's not Panthers hockey. And that's what we kind of reared its ugly head there in the third.
And I don't think we ever got 100% to our game. Like, I think a bit there in the second. But again,
I think we're pretty close in the second.
I thought we were close there in the second. But, like, you got to bury your chances.
Well, that's where you find the game. When you get a goal, then it opens things up.
So, I mean, that's the bottom line is you got to put the puck in the back of the net. You got to bury one of these power plays. And
That's a big thing tonight. I thought Lundell was not good either, Derek.
No.
I mean, look, I mean, kind of saying the same thing over and over again. Execution on the power play. I just really don't know what the strategy.
You can see it on that
Second
goal.
goal. Schmidt misses the net, gets
right
caught
there is
low, and
Bennett.
he doesn't get back in time.
You know, and rather than going after him and, back checking or forechecking, he just turns around and chases and allows him to make a play.
And Schmidt, like you're coming back, but you're the guy that missed the net there. So it's like you can't miss the net, Nick. Like they say that in third, like overtime. That's how you lose games in overtime. You get a rush chance, you miss the net, it comes around the other way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, and again, like we talk about getting pucks on net, even if they're low danger, getting them on net. And I think we did a horrible job of that tonight. How many times did Kulikov miss the net tonight from the point, Nick? Like 4 times, 5 times?
5, yeah.
It's also like you have a chance. The Lusto one's really bad. Like it's 5 feet over the net.
Yeah, like why are you trying to pick a spot under the bar? That's Lusto. Just like look for a spot low or something. Get it on net, right? Like that's what I would have been yelling if I was Marie tonight. Can someone put a puck on net so we can create traffic, create havoc, create layers in front? And again, credit to Toronto for shot blocks.
Yeah.
But are they in our head that much, Nick? Like the 2023 Vegas Golden Knights were? I don't think so.
I thought we didn't create a lot of opportunities, and that's the biggest thing. Like creating chances.
But how did you want to create the chances, Caesar? Because I thought we had chances. So how do we create? What did you want them to do to create?
More in front presence. More dumping and winning board battles. I didn't think we won enough board battles and keeping it in the zone.
Well, we said on the post game show we cleared the puck on our own accord.
Yeah, too many
Clear.
clears. It just wasn't. I don't think we finished enough on our forecheck and back check.
Again, I think
What about that one with Bennett there? We talked about Nick on our post game show because I know you didn't join us when Pacioretty doesn't have a stick there, and then he tries to dangle. We lose a medal.
don't ask me about that play. I didn't. I said.
And then the other one with Bennett and Jones, it might have been on the power play. He shoots it back to the wall, or he doesn't pick the puck up, and he looks back and he thinks Jones is there on the wall. Well, he's not there on the wall.
You gotta shoot the puck there. It's just.
Thomas asked the question: are you feeling confident heading into Game 7 Sunday night? I like our team. I think we can win a game, but it's Game 7, so you never know. I mean, I don't know how confident
I
you
don't
can
want
be.
to fan base or tell people how to fan, but man, some of the stuff you read, it's like, do you guys know as a fan base we won the Stanley Cup last year? And it's just like this with emotions. It's like
the sky's not falling.
Let's get the even flow here. Like
the sky's not falling because we lost this game. Season's not over because we lost this game. There's still another game to be played, and I don't know how confident you can be going into a Game 7.
Okay, but just say that generally across the board for everyone.
I would say generally about as nervous as I think I'll ever be for my team's Game 7. Maybe not as nervous as I was last June, that's for sure.
Oh, I think Edmonton and then the Boston one in 2023, I was far more nervous.
Yeah,
I think if we went to Washington Game 7, Nick, I'd be more nervous than this one. Remember that? Yeah. I was like, I'm a fan for 26 years at that point. Well, more about that time, whatever the years are. And I'm like, are we going to actually
do this shit?
Right.
Like really against a number 8 seed team? That's pressure to me.
Yeah. Well,
so, yeah, through 30 minutes, he tweeted out here, Kirby, Florida's 12 shots on goal, Toronto 7 on goal, none in the second period.
At that point, until they got the power play.
Until they got the power play, right? Toronto 17 block shots at that moment.
So what that tells you is Toronto wasn't generating any stuff in the second period. Nick, they didn't even have a shot on net.
That's why I wasn't.
Blocks were throughout the night.
No,
that's why I wasn't impressed with their game at all either. I thought we just didn't do enough to show any pressure, allow more pressure on them.
Yeah, so we won 3 straight, lost 1. Now we got a Game 7, must win. So, kind of, so you're saying the same thing a couple different ways, but 2 a.m. here. Wow, 2:22, triple twos. Maybe that's a good sign. I don't know.
Tonight we do have that Verhaeghe Maurice clip there.
But yeah, I mean, again, I think our game tonight was good through 40 minutes. I would categorize the game as a whole as like a shrug of the shoulders, right? It's like, I don't know how you would define that. It kind of, I don't
think this is one that's going to go down the record books for anyone. Now, if the Leafs end up winning the series, what are they going to draw from the narrative of this Game 6 over the long time of them going on a run to the Cup or whatever? Like, this was a big turning point. No.
Matthews' goal.
Right.
If he plots like 7 in the next 10, 12 games, then okay, fine. But that would be it. It's like, thank you, a gift from Bob and Ekblad. Well, okay.
Anyway,
but you really believe that? That's what's going to catapult Austin Matthews on a run? I guess anything's possible.
A lot of people asking us if we're confident for Game 7. Let's ask Leaf fans too. So that's all I got to say. It's 2:20 in the morning. I'm not confident or unconfident. I'm fucking exhausted. So,
anything else? We got like 5 minutes here before we wrap up.
Oh, I got nothing. So something from the chat there, Caesar. If you got anything from us, it's kind of like
I kind of want to show for everybody that's on social media. I'm sure they've already saw the video on spitting chicklets, but I'd like to show it on here for those of you that haven't seen it. Today, everybody knows the feud between me and Biz, and what happened today is why we love hockey and why we need more things like this to happen in our hockey community. You know, us having beef is all fun, but in all seriousness, what Paul and Spin Chicklets and Ryan Whitney and Canadian did that today was truly unbelievable. I'll never forget it. It was a special moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and find the clip here before. I thought it was really sincere. That's why I kind of love hockey and I love hockey players. They're different culture. They they're more down to earth and they do a lot more in the community. Not saying that other sports don't, but they make you feel like you're part of the team. And I know a lot of people give a lot of shit to Biz of that he's never played for the Leafs and all that, but when you cheer for the team that you love, they make you feel part of that team. And though I've never played for the team, and nor will I ever play, but during my times being in the hospital, being bedridden, being in the hospital bed because I have a broken bone, watching the team just brings so much joy and excitement and makes me forget all the bad things that I'm dealing with. So, shout out to Biz, the Spittin' Chicklets, and everybody who did such a great job today and for making a special moment for me that I'll never forget. So,
Well said, Caesar.
here's the video if I can find it, guys.
Yeah, a lot of stuff popping off here. We got that TNT clip there too.
Yeah, so hold on. Sorry, there's just so much stuff, guys. It's crazy. It was a crazy day for sure. Here it is. Yeah, so and shout out to Biz. He messaged me privately and he's like, "Hey, I got a surprise for you." I gave him my number. Those guys came out and, supported me and stuff like that. So here they are.
Guys, I appreciate you guys. Oh my God, Cease, what's up, baby? Let's go. Cease, what's up, buddy? How are you, dude? Nice to meet you, brother. Nice to meet you. I just want a good battle, hard game, lots of energy, lots of hits.
You better bring your big ass game on.
I know, I got him. I got to bring everything. I'm trying to bring all the energy I got. I'm trying to bring all the juice. I just got in trouble for having every time with the Motors.
It's all right, it's all right.
That's how it goes, though.
But you know what? This is our house.
I know, and you're right, Cease. You're right, you're right. Well, you gotta have a good time when you have a good time, right? But I appreciate you, man. Let's go. Hey, we got you some stuff. We got you some stuff, bro. We got you some stuff, baby. Let's go. We got you some claws. Let's go. We got you some claws. This one's mine. I don't know if you do. We do like him. As a guy from Toronto, we don't really like him, but as a Canadian player, he's a great hockey player, bro. Oh. Are you okay with the season? Dude, he's a Canadian, he's a great hockey player, man. I love him. Dude, of course, buddy. I love you too, bro. I love you too, man. That's what it's all about, dude. I know you're a diehard, dude. I know, bro. I know. Your story's incredible, brother. It's incredible, man. It's an honor to meet you. To be honest with you. It's a pleasure to meet you. So you have fun with this? You enjoy? We'll try to meet up after the game. Probably between the 100%. I was just trying to have a good time. I was trying to just have a good time, right?
And I'll end it there.
You're gonna make you like these guys, Caesar. Come on, you're gonna make
Match
you
your
like
jersey
them.
with Nick now.
I'm not gonna lie, like they are the coolest dudes. They waited for us in the elevator afterwards. We talked after.
That's awesome.
Took us to the car and stuff. So it was really cool dudes.
I'm hoping you guys to run into Keith Yandel here soon, or Biz. If
yes.
This run.
I might be making a special appearance on Spittin' Chicklets here soon. So tune in, gentlemen.
I mentioned that the coolest thing for me, Caesar, was you getting mentioned on TNT. That's people don't realize this. Podcasts, they have more time to work with. When you're mentioned on TV, they got quick segments. They got to get in and out. And for them to mention you and like Biz to mention you there with like Hendrik Lundqvist on set, that's like
That was really. I think I was more in awe at that moment because I'm watching on TV. I'm like, did they really just do that on national TV?
You're
Like
like,
on my
Kirby, did you
birthday?
get this? Like, I don't get the pregame TNT stuff. I only get the Sportsnet stuff. So then when you sent it to me, I was like, that's
Dude, it was really, really cool. Yeah, so shout out to Biz, shout out to AT&T as well. Because they didn't really have to do that. Like, as being in a broadcast and just planning for the show,
yeah.
they have their own
Thank
storylines, what they want to do. So they could have easily just not done that. But let's show the clip here before we go to.
yeah. And I got the Carter Verhaeghe one there for Paul Maurice Caesar, and I got a timestamp.
Perfect. Oh, wait. It would help if I have the volume, right? I always do it on here. I'll get the hang of this one day.
Everything's okay? Are you all right? Are you going to be able to make it through tonight till tomorrow?
I'm going to re-quote Mitch Marner. Let's just flush that one down the toilet.
Done.
Put it behind us.
Good.
I got a special surprise for tomorrow, but we're not going to get that right now.
We'll do that later on.
That's the tease.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Stay with us.
I got to wish a happy birthday, though, to a big Florida Panthers fan, Caesar. I've been going out with him online nonstop, but I got to wish him a happy birthday. He's been dummying me. Him and Jans are essentially bullying me online right now. So happy birthday, Big Caesar.
But would you wish him happy birthday if the Leafs had won the last game?
Probably. Yeah,
Okay.
We've been going at it pretty good. So
Okay.
yeah.
He deserves it. He's earned it.
Yeah, well, he's going hard in the paint right now for the Florida Panthers. He's probably their MVP, so I got to wish him a happy birthday.
So Caesar, Brad Marchand was the MVP of round one. You're deemed the MVP of round two here for the Panthers, but we need one
Fucking
more.
pick it up in game 7, C's.
Yeah, Caesar,
Hey, I said it in spaces. I take this game. I fell for the clown show. It's on me. All back to business on Sunday. It's because me and Nick we didn't meet before the game.
Mr. Big Shot. It just is going on freaking.
That's community anymore. Used to get on Nick. Now
I'm sitting here waiting. Like it started raining. I'm like, where the fuck, Caesar?
It's on me. I take blame for it. But
Oh,
it's all back to business. It's back to getting back in the paint, like Bill said. Tonight I was Mitch Marner.
Oh boy.
All
Never
right.
that low.
We will see you all next time. We will see you. We will either be polishing our golf clubs or we will be moving on to the Easter final. Stay
The
tuned.
drama of sport.
Yes.
All right.
And as always, like Cody will say, let's
go. For sponsors, Beck sells FLA and Canes Wear. And check out their store in Davie.
Thank you, Nick. Do we got that Carter Verhaeghe, Paul Maurice there?
Yep. I'm gonna go post it up now here. So
Before when I got the job, I called all the players and I kept getting off the phone going, these guys are different. I mean, they are really unusual. Carter Verhaeghe was one of the first guys that I ended up calling. I wasn't doing it alphabetically. And we talked for a little bit, and it wasn't a hockey call. It was just an introduction call. And he probably spent 80% of the time telling me about the other players on the team. Wait till you meet this guy. He's unbelievable. You should see the shot. Or what an awesome guy. Wait. And that was kind of like, these guys are different, right? And then start asking me, you got kids? How old are they? What are they doing? They're a different group of guys. It's wonderful to be around them.
What's up, Cats and Rats fans? If you enjoyed that video, be sure to hit the like and subscribe button before you head out. If you're listening to us on Apple and Spotify, make sure you leave us a 5-star review. And just like always, let's go Cats!